Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found this video because what I'm about to share with you is genuinely one of the most powerful transits of May. It may seem quiet, but it's actually very powerful. On May 12th and 13th, Mercury in Taurus forms a beautiful sextile to Jupiter in Cancer. And if you know how to use this energy, you can set something seriously significant into motion. We're talking manifestation, real, grounded, felt in your bones manifestation. So stay with me because I'm going to break down exactly what this transit means, how a sextile actually works, and then we're going through every sun and rising sign so you know precisely where to focus your energy. So let's get into it. First, let's talk about the players. Okay, so let's consider the players. The players are the planets Mercury and Jupiter. These are the planets that we are talking about and the planets that we are going to work with. Now, Mercury is the planet of communication, contracts, ideas, and business dealings. Mercury is words, the emails we send, the proposals we put forward, the agreements we sign. Mercury is the messenger, so he moves things. He gets from A to B. Mercury is also literally things like cars and trains and planes and donkey carts and carriages, anything that moves you from place A to place B. Now Mercury is normally fast. Unless he's retrograde, Mercury brings fast results, and the energy around Mercury is quite fast and speedy. Not so in Taurus, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is not a fast planet. Venus is not doing anything at a fast pace because Venus is more concerned with leisure. Pleasure, leisure, relaxing, taking it easy, especially in Taurus. The energy here in Taurus is all about slow living. The chances are that you have already manifested this particular sextile promise or blessing. Okay, so you will know if you have or if you haven't when you listen to my sun and rising sign, forecasts, predictions in this video. But Mercury is slower in Taurus, so the chances are that if you do the work of calling in whatever you're wanting to call in, and I'm going to suggest what you should be calling in because depending on your sun and rising sign, you'll have more success in those areas, in bringing in things into your life in those areas that, like where you find your sun and where you find your rising sign. So chances are that Mercury is bringing this to you down the line, not necessarily this week, maybe, 3, 6 weeks down the line kind of thing. Jupiter, the other player, is the planet of expansion, opportunity, growth, faith, and abundance. And wherever Jupiter lands in your chart is where the doors open. Jupiter is the cosmic, yes, the invitation to go bigger. Okay. And yeah, if you want to go deeper with Jupiter, I invite you to, get my book. I think you can actually read it for free on Kindle. It is available on Amazon. It's my book on Jupiter. Okay, now let's speak about sextiles. What is the sextile aspect? Well, let's first get clear on what an aspect is. An aspect in astrology is a geometric angle. It describes the relationship between the planets in those angles. You've probably heard, if you follow astrology or if you've read my newsletter, you'll know that I say things like, planets are in a sextile or in a square or in a trine. Now, a sextile is a harmonious aspect. It means that the planets are getting along in that angular relationship. They are getting along. A square, for example, is an inharmonious or difficult, challenging aspect. So a sextile, and this is my favorite description of a sextile, the energy of a sextile is one of encouragement or coaxing. And the astrologer Bill Tierney, said that about the sextile aspect. It's a sextile encourages. Now, it's only possible for planets to be in a sextile when they are in signs that share the same polarity but not the same elements. So, for example, Mercury is in Taurus, and Taurus is a feminine sign, right? And Jupiter is in Cancer, and Cancer is a feminine sign. Taurus fixed modality element earth, and Jupiter element water and cardinal modality, but they're sharing the same polarity. In other words, they're both feminine signs. And so planets can only be in a sextile if they are actually incompatible elements. So, for example, fire signs sextile air signs and earth signs sextile water signs, right? So when we find ourselves dealing with, a sextile energy cosmically, it means that we have the ability, the aptitude to do whatever needs to be done by us. And we have to put in the effort to manifest, to really bring things into reality. So it's like the sextile is like this push, this cosmic push saying, okay, here's this opportunity. Okay, this opportunity has arrived. Are you now going to do something about this? Are you going to put in the necessary work to make this opportunity manifest in reality? Okay. Now let's consider the signs very quickly, the signs of Taurus and Cancer. So like I said already, Taurus is a fixed earth sign, and fixed means that Taurus likes making things concrete and real. And the key word here, or the key phrase to consider when thinking of Taurus, is building or to build. Taurus builds things. And by this, I mean that Mercury now in Taurus is going to build things with words, by communicating, by sharing ideas. So stringing words together, building worlds, building contracts, building a proposal, building business deals, that kind of thing is what Mercury is busy doing at this time. And Cancer, the key words there are nurturing, right? But Cancer is emotional resonance, right? But Cancer feels things. And in order for you to actually bring anything into reality, to manifest anything, you have to feel deeply. You have to really, really want something, and you have to feel this craving, this need to manifest that in your body, right? Cancer and Jupiter, by the way, are both body signs, right? They are, I mean, it's not a surprise that one is a bull, the other is a crab. These are symbols, these are animals that are very present within the body. I mean, just imagine a bull in the field. Just look at, if you've ever seen a bull wandering around in a field, a bull has presence, a bull has commanding presence. A bull inhabits, inhabits his body, is embodied. The same with the crab. The crab is literally, I mean, at home in their body. Okay. So this is again a sextile, a energetic invitation to become more embodied, to want something that is going to improve the way you move through the world, the way you experience the world, but with your body. Okay. Now, let's dive into your sun and rising signs. Okay, so Aries, for you, Mercury is in your second house of money, income, and self-worth, and Jupiter is in Cancer, lighting up your fourth house of home and foundations. Now, this is a gorgeous moment to negotiate a raise, send a financial proposal, or make a decision about your living situation that will improve your long-term security. So questions to ask yourself at this time are, what are you worth? And this transit invites you to write that down. What are you worth? And ask for it, right? So write it down and then ask for it. Now, where you could possibly have already manifested something is in these areas where there's financial reward, money has come in, you've got the raise, okay, you've got the unexpected bonus, or a check that you were expecting, or something like that, and possibly all because of communication, because you wrote that letter, or because you sent that proposal, or because you complained, or it could be something like an insurance settlement. Maybe, you were involved in some sort of accident and now there's a claim that's paying out. The other possibility is that it's work related. Like I say, you've got the raise. You've got the raise, or you've got a new job. Those are possibilities. And those are the things that you may have already manifested in the last 2 weeks or so, or you're about to manifest this coming week, Aries, Sun, and Rising. Okay, Taurus, Sun and Rising. Mercury is in your first house, okay, which is your identity, your presence, your personal brand. And here he is sextiling Jupiter in your third house of communication and local outreach. This is your moment to put yourself out there, right? You must send the pitch, you must start the newsletter, post the content that you've been sitting on. And your words carry unusual magnetism at this time, Taurus, Sun and Rising. So I want you to use them. There is a very good chance that you are bringing in money through your words. So, if you've written a book or you've spoken, you've been presenting something, you're on stage or whatever the case may be, or you're dealing with, your local community, you may have been paid for your efforts. The other possibility is, maybe money coming in through your children, or a lover, some sort of gift perhaps, but it's a very creative result here. So I do see something to do with art, okay? If you've been expressing yourself through a craft, a hobby, artistically, painting, whatever it may be, that has also brought in money. And if you want to manifest something to this regard, now is the time to put out that energy, to call it in, Taurus, Sun, and Rising. Okay, Gemini. Gemini, Sun, and Rising. Mercury is your ruling planet, and he is sitting in your 12th house, the house of the hidden, the subconscious, and behind the scenes work. And Jupiter's in your second house of income. So this is a transit for quiet, focused effort that pays off financially. So you don't want to announce whatever it is that you're working on. You just want to do the work. You want to keep things secret. So if you're writing a book, a play, you're creating some, an art piece, whatever it may be, you want to keep it yourself. If designing a course, for example, the money is going to follow the unseen labor that you're putting in. Okay. And it could also, the other thing that could be happening here behind the scenes is work in your home, right? You could be doing, small renovations around the home. This could be something as simple as getting a new bed, a mattress, just making your bedroom more comfortable. That's the thing that I'm getting here. It could be small little things like that, but it's manifesting anyway for you. So yeah, Gemini, do let me know if that resonated with you. Okay, Cancer, Sun and Rising. Jupiter is in your first house and Mercury is activating your 11th house of networks and communities and future visions. Also social media, that kind of thing. So reach out to your people, Cancer, Sun and Rising. You do want to send a message out to a potential collaborator if you haven't done so, or if you've been thinking about it. You do want to connect with your community, because someone in your network is a door to your expansion. Someone that you know is the key to you, becoming more known or more successful. And this transit puts them right in front of you. What else could be happening here is there's a lot of growth, psychological growth, Cancer, Sun, and Rising. You've done a lot of shadow work. And so if you've been trying to, move on from a belief that has been holding you back in particular, you've probably found yourself really doing well in that regard. You've been able to prove that belief wrong. You've been able to move away from whatever's been keeping you stuck, right? The other potential here is I've stressed this importance of having to communicate. The other thing that could also manifest here is if you've been trying to move away from a certain community, or if you've been unhappy with the results that you've had with for example, you've just been unhappy with your business and how it's been growing, and you want to move, you want to start something new, then this transit also helps you with that. It will help you manifest this new beginning. So yeah, Cancer, Sun, and Rising. Let me know if that resonated. So Leo, Sun, and Rising, Mercury in Taurus lands in your 10th house of career and public reputation. And it's, Mercury sextiling Jupiter in your 12th house. So there's a quiet behind the scenes opportunity forming here. So send something to someone influential, send that proposal, that email, or that portfolio, send it out to someone you believe can help you in your career, further your career, or somehow help you manifest whatever it is you need to manifest. You may not see results immediately, okay, because whenever the 12th house is activated, it's like a seed being planted in the dark, but it is a seed that is being planted in very fertile ground. So Leo, Sun and Rising. And yeah, if you reach out to your networks, if you've been wanting to reach out, if you're wanting to, get more money, that kind of thing, this is the time to, send that email, reach out. Okay. All right, Virgo. Virgo, Sun and Rising. So Mercury rules you and is sitting in your 9th house of philosophy, publishing, education, and long distance connections, and sextiling Jupiter in your 11th house of community and dreams. So this is a brilliant moment to share your knowledge publicly. Excellent time to write the article, submit the manuscript, record the tutorial, and your ideas have reach now, Virgo. So if you've been holding back, now is the time to push forward, Virgo. And anything extra here? Let me see. Anything to do with your appearance as well, Virgo. If you've been wanting to, get a haircut, um, change your appearance slightly or more, whatever it is you're wanting to do, get a new wardrobe, buy a new wardrobe, that kind of thing, you can do it now. Mercury, Jupiter sextile is assisting you in that. Okay, let me know if that resonated with you, Virgo, Sun and Rising. So Libra, Sun and Rising, Mercury is activating your 8th house of shared resources, investments, and transformation, while Jupiter is expanding your 10th house of career. So an investment in yourself or your business right now has long-term career implications. So this could look like you having a financial conversation with a business partner or a possible business partner. It could be a contract negotiation, or deciding to go all in on something that you've been half committed to. So that is where you are at, Libra, Sun and Rising. This is what you can manifest at this time. Let me know if this resonated with you, Libra, Sun and Rising. Scorpio, Sun and Rising. So Mercury is in your 7th house of partnerships and contracts, sextiling Jupiter in your 9th house of expansion and opportunity. So this is the day to reach out to a potential partner or collaborator that is in a foreign country or is online and possibly in a different field than you, possibly in some sort of teaching position or even a religious or, philosophical kind of field. A relationship that you initiate now has serious growth potential. The other thing that is possible here for you, Scorpio Sun and Rising, is, you may be wanting to manifest, um, you want to get a degree, a diploma, a course, or you want to get free, teaching. You want to maybe apply if there's some sort of giveaway in terms of competition to fly overseas or um, go on a retreat, that kind of thing. There's a chance that you may win that. So you do want to apply, Scorpio, Sun, and Rising. Do let me know if this resonated. Sagittarius, Sun and Rising. So Mercury lands in your sixth house of work and health and daily habits, while Jupiter, your ruling planet, sits in your eighth house of transformation and shared resources. So you want to make a commitment to a health or a work routine that you've been avoiding, or have an important financial conversation about shared money, about shared resources. The effort you put in on the mundane level right now has transformative results in the long run. Okay, Sagittarius, Sun and Rising, let me know if that resonated with you. And moving on to Capricorn, Sun and Rising. So Mercury is in your fifth house of creativity, romance, and self-expression, sextiling Jupiter in your seventh house of partnership. So this means that you create something and you want to share it with the person that matters the most, like your spouse, but also, or you're a business partner, but also with the public. So a creative act, a declaration, or a heartfelt message, really, you're really blessed here. I mean, if you are in love with someone, if you want to declare your passion, your devotion, now's the time, Capricorn, Sun and Rising. This transit does reward vulnerability, but also rewards artistic expression, with expansion in your relationship. So Capricorn, Sun and Rising, let me know if this resonated with you. All right, Aquarius, Sun and Rising. So Mercury is in your fourth house of home and family and is sextiling Jupiter in your sixth house of work and service. So you want to take action on something in your home or family life that you've been putting off. And this could be simple things. It could be repairs around the home. It could be a conversation, a necessary conversation. It could even be a move. You might have to move to a new place, because stability at home directly feeds your ability to show up powerfully at work. This is really what's happening here. So if you've been trying to manifest a new home, new apartment, new house, whatever it is, or if you've been trying, wanting to apply for a loan for property, for a new home, then now's the time, and now's the time to try and like manifest this, because those two planets are working in your favor. And whatever's happening in your home is impacting how you are showing up professionally at work. Okay, so Aquarius, Sun and Rising, let me know if this resonated with you. So Pisces, Sun and Rising, Taurus is your third house, the house of writing and communication and your immediate environment. And Mercury here is sextiling, Jupiter in your fifth house of creativity and self-expression. So if you are writing a book, or you're working on a creative project, or developing any form of content, this is a powerful window for you, because your words, sorry, not your wind, your words are going to land differently. They will be charged with feeling, so now is the time to write those chapters, to post, publish those essays, those pieces, and let the people feel what you're made of, right? Feel your feelings. They're really going to resonate with you at this time. I mean, I'm not going to say that everyone's going to receive what you're saying in a positive manner. I mean, this is the world we live in. Haters everywhere, but it's going to land for other people, right? So your kind of people are going to find you, are going to be attracted to your words, with your thoughts, that kind of thing. So Pisces, that's what you are working with. Let me know if this resonated for you. Okay, so there you have it, Mercury sextile Jupiter on May the 12th and the 13th, and a pathway for every single sign to work with this energy intentionally. The key takeaway is that this transit is going to reward action. It doesn't need you to have it all figured out. It just needs you to begin and, send that thing, write the thing, make the call, plant the seed, and let yourself really, really want it, because Jupiter in Cancer does not respond to logic. Jupiter in Cancer responds to love, to longing, to feeling, to the thing you care about so deeply, you can already feel it and what it will mean, how it will change your life when that thing arrives, right? Do the work on, starting now. I don't want you to wait for the 12th. I want you to start the work now and trust that you've just set something real into motion. If this resonated with you, please do like and subscribe. And I do these breakdowns, these transit breakdowns regularly, and I don't want you to miss them. So leave a comment below and tell me, what are you calling in under this transit? I genuinely love reading your comments. I will see you in the next video.